As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. Here we go. As we are settling into our next best of 3, our final qualifying match of round 1. Again, we already wrapped up Group A, Group B, Group C, and now we're here wrapping up Group D. And against Solar, he just had a bit of a harder time against Cure. Solar just being punished and Cure being so assertive and so aggressive in that series. We'll see if Bunny is able to replicate that. Bunny is also quite aggressive when it comes to his own TvZ, but we'll see what he goes for. We'll see how our players do approach each other. I'll be honest, Bunny, he doesn't really come off as the kind of player to go into 2 or 3 Racks Reaper early on, for example. He typically thrives in the mid game, I want to say. Catching up with the chat. No one has casted SOS's round 1 games. The only replays that were made available to the people, to the casters, to the public, are the qualifying matches. So because of that, we will probably be getting into some SOS matches later on, but for now, only qualifying matches for the initial group stage. Here we go. So now we do have our racks expand, standard opener out of Bunny. Likewise, we have Solo going hatch gas pool. So far, so good. Here we go. As we are settling in. Oh, okay. Going for a 3rd CC before factory? Oh, it's gonna get scattered immediately. It's speaking of Cure not being as aggressive, I mean, you can see here Cure going for, I would say, the greediest build you can go for. 1 drone goes down, but this is insane greed going through 3CC211. 3CC211. I say the most greediest build. I mean, Spirit does one better. I think he's gone like 3 or 4 CC before factory before on Radisson Station. Yo, Radisson Station was a crazy period in StarCraft history. But Solo scouts immediately. He sees the timing of the CC, so he's fully aware of how early this is. And we do have not just a 3CC211, this is a 3CC 3 racks. This is a TVP build. Okay. Interesting. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen this build against Zerg. So basically what's happening here, against Protoss, this should be a stim timing, right? This will be a very strong stim timing with reactive marine production into tech labs, into stim, into combat shields, and I believe this would hit, the 3CC variation would hit with medevacs actually. But yeah, you'd have a stim timing available to you to move out across the map. But this is an odd one here for this matchup. Because of how late this hits, it means that Solar, especially after his scout, he can drone hard. Like Solar, he can fully drone up on 3 bases, and he should be okay. Like, this doesn't really come online for a long time. So this is brutal for Bunny, just because he got scattered immediately, right? He got scattered so fast and so quick. So I'm concerned for Bunny. Meanwhile, thank you so much. A big shout out to Kanoya in the chat. Gab, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. Welcome, bienvenidos. Welcome one and all to the GSL Qualifier cast. We did have a GSL Qualifier cast earlier this morning, actually, and now we are here with the second GSL Qualifier cast to try to wrap up whatever we can. Of course, we're going to be wrapping this up completely tomorrow. But welcome. Hope you had a great time. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Thank you, Kanoya, thank you. Do appreciate it, always. As from here, yeah, Solar's just joining. Like as a reminder, because there's no Hellion harass, there's no Banshee harass, medevacs are delayed, and most likely this move out will not occur without medevacs. Solar, he fully drones up here on a 3 bases, double Evo chamber before lair as well. From here, he can go into his gases, into his lair, into Bailey Nest. We do see the bunny though. Okay, he's pushing. He's pushing pre-medevacs with Stim. This is his moment. This is his time. We'll see if he can break Solar. As Solar, he drone up to 56. He has 20 Lings on the way, and the Lings are coming out just in time. It's going to be close. We'll see if Solar, if he was able to cut enough corners and get away with it. Lings are amassing. Flush transfuse. Queens, they maintain themselves. Lings are coming for the surround. And Solar's fine. As Solar, he will catch out some of those Marines. Bleeds out one of the Queens, though. Yeah, one Queen goes down. Lings, they catch reinforcements. And Solar holds. Solar, he holds. He doesn't lose any drones. And yep, now gases, Baneless, Lair is on the way. 1-1 upgrades. Solar, he was aware of just how much he could get away with, how much greed, and he did it. Got away with it. I mean, I would say he overreacted a little bit, and he could have drawn up even harder. But now he's getting a 4th base, and now Solar's getting very comfortable. And again, this build from Bunny, I can see working if it wasn't scattered, right? If it wasn't scattered, if Solar went for more of a standard game, a standard setup. Now Solar securing himself. Double expanding, even getting a 4th base and getting a 5th as well. Lair is done. Bailing speed, macro hatchery, 3 hatcheries at once. Let's go. Let's go. And now here comes a follow-up at a bunny, but Solar, he already has those Bailings. He has the Bailings, he has the Queens. Like Solar, he should not die to this. He should not lose the expansion. The base does get low, but only low. From here, Bunny being active. Bunny simming in. Bailings, are going to be denied. Not bad. Does deny the Bailings at the same time. Solar catching reinforcements, going for the unsieged tank. The tank is going to go down. Voids are being pulled. Bunny, he does take down the expansion, but alas, remember, Solar, he double expanded. And the Bailings up. Some of them will connect. I say some, a lot of them will. Yeah, half the bio army does go down. Tank is exposed. Solar shuts down tank, he pulls away. Likewise, back at home, another tank did go down, but Bunny does defend his mineral line. So Bunny is holding his own. He's holding his own, reinforcements pushing out towards the top side. Now, Bunny's win condition here is deny the bases. He does deny the 5th base for a 2nd time. And I was pushing towards that expansion. Solar is not in position. I say that I spoke too soon. Solar splits off his army. Bunny, does he have enough? Nowhere near. Yeah, just the 1 tank, not enough Marines. Nice tank volley on the Bailings. Oof, the tank goes down. Tank does fall. Bunny doing what he can, being as active as possible. Oh god! 4 medevac goes down. Down goes a 4 medevac. Likewise, Solar taking another base, or I should say retaking his 5th. Now on a secure 4 base setup. Hive is now on the way, 2-2 upgrades, Hydra upgrades as well. Now, because Bunny's been so active, the creep is actually not amazing here. The creep has been receding, and for the most part, Bunny has been able to keep the creep in check for the most part. That is the one upside here for Bunny. Likewise, going for the center expansion. Bunny is pushing. But the problem is here that there's not really much pressure on the bases of Solar. Like, Solar, he's weathered the storm well enough. Where Solar's getting comfortable, he's gaining map control. Spreading more creep. Solar, he's maxing out. He's maxing out. Bunny pushing through the center. So there's 3 tanks. Bunny is quite committed here. And a bit of an awkward angle from Solar. Solar, I mean, now he has his hive. Lurker take is on the way at the same time. Solar going for a massive Ling run by. And Bunny doesn't really have much of time to defend. Has to pull away. Bunny, I mean, he's got 5 tanks. Is committed here. Bailing's rolling in. They break down that front door. At least they look to. And they smash on in. They take down the SCVs. That's going to be 25 SCVs going down. Good. 20, 30 SCVs. And Soul just has to take it slow. Oof. Yeah, so take it slow. The base is forfeit. I mean, he cannot push into these tanks, but he doesn't need to. He has lurkers. Does have lurkers behind this. Waiting for Bunny to overextend. We have Viper production underway as well. Lings, they get across the map. Planetary is done. Lings said they head towards the natural. At least try to. Try to head out. Bunny with pure marine tank like this, he cannot push into these lurkers. He's gonna try to though. The lurker range is done. Tags moving in, they shut down the Bailey nest. At this point, Bunny's all in. At this point, Bunny's completely all in. He has to end the game with this push. So he's away some of the lurkers. The first Viper has arrived. Gets a yoink. Gets 1 tank. There's 3 tanks left. 3 tanks remaining. Bunny, he does drop into the main. Not bad. Solar out of position. Bunny making the best out of this. And catching another Viper. Oh my god, barely not. Doesn't quite get the Viper. Likewise going for the yoinks, getting another tank. Down to 2 tanks. 2 tanks left. Lurkers, they do respond. They will defend the main. They defend the main base. Scans are limited. And Bunny's just running out of steam. He's running out of steam here. Running out of supply. Yoinks another tank. And the final tank as well. Yeah, 0 tanks remaining. Now purely a bio army. Just Marines and Marauders and Medivacs. And just not that much of it. Solar collapsing on the drops. Cleaning up whatever is left. We have 4 Vipers now stocking up. That's a lot of Vipers. He does respond. Does respond. Oh, does rotate. Takes the Bailings to the face. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. And with that, Solar, he breaks out. He cleans up the entire army. GG gets called as Bunny was all in, and Solar will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Solar does take a lead. Again, we did actually make a game out of that. It was a really rough start. Really rough start for Bunny. As you mentioned, Bunny went for a very peculiar build. He went 3 CC, 3 racks, and he got scattered immediately. And Solar, he had a really strong response. He joined up to 56, so he joined up quite heavily onto 3 bases. Then he went double Evo Chamber, delayed Lair, delayed Bailey Nest. He shut down the first push, double expanded. When it came to the second move out of Bunny, he was able to kill the 4th base, but he had double expanded, right? He had double expanded, got in a 4th, got in a 5th base. He had plenty to work with, and yeah, with that, With that, Solo was looking quite comfortable. Bunny was all in towards the end, did have a terrifying army, but really patient play out of Solo, waiting for his lurkers, and more importantly, waiting for his Vipers as well. Did wait for his Vipers. GG, well played. With that, we are now getting into game number 2, and we'll see if Bunny can bounce back. We'll see if Solar can take it. Let's go. So we're jumping into game number 2 here of this best of 3 qualifying match. Here we go, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg himself from South Korea, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. One game away from qualifying for GSL, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Team Falcons as well as their teammates. It is Bunny. Spy back here and now to force that ace match. So we are settling in. And again, Bunny just had a really rough start to that game in the sense that he had gone for a peculiar build and he was scattered immediately. Solely he got away with a lot of greed. Solely he was able to get a really efficient response up and running and going. And able to shut Bunny down. Good stream, good casting, good day. Thank you. Or evening, yes. Is evening here. Is evening. Cure? Oh, sorry. If I misspoke earlier, I do apologize. But yes, Cure did qualify. He just qualified for GSL in the previous series. Now we have another qualifying match. Here we go. These kind of games when Zerg is expanding, when Terran is on 3 bases trying to pressure, I feel like Terran is just one bathing run by away from GG. I mean, a lot of it also came down to how committed Bunny was. Because the opener went so poorly, because he was building up towards that earlier stim timing and he didn't get the damage he was hoping for, like there was a lot of pressure on Bunny to commit that much more. Because of that, typically we would see Terran players leave some supply at home to defend against run-bys and to defend against counterattacks. Bunny, he had nothing. If I'm referring to the moment that you're speaking of, there was a time where Bunny was pushing, he didn't really leave anything at home. It was just all or nothing. As Bunny does get across the map. And this time we have a standard opener. This time nothing crazy. Racks into factory, into CC. That's Reaper hooks in. So standard opener. Likewise, we have Solo going hatch gas pool. Last time we saw Solo on Amygdala, if you remember, he did go for a gasless opener. He got punished so hard by Cure. This time he doesn't risk it. This time Solo does take his gas. Oh, also my apologies. I assumed a standard opener, and it somewhat is. It is a 3rd CC before starport, but that is a 2nd rack. So this is a 3 CC 2-on-1. Okay. So this is very bio-heavy. Basically, the way this build works is we're going to be working towards a 16 Marine double medevac push, double medevac timing, but this does hit later than usual. Normally, this would hit around like 5 minutes, 5 minute 30. This does hit a little bit later here because of the faster 3rd CC. Because of this, similarly to the previous game, if Solo were to confirm what's going on, Solo, he has the freedom to drone up harder because there are going to be less Hellions. Right now we have a 3rd and 4th Hellion on the way, then into add-on swap, then into Marine production. So the Hellion count is going to be very low. Because it's lower, you can get away with more drones. As there is that add-on swap. And again, 3cc 2-on-1 is very common on Amygdala. The reason for this, we did actually mention it previously in the previous series, actually, in Cure vs Solar, how awkward and how difficult it is to rotate on this map with your Hellions, just because of the limited attack paths on Amygdala. So a lot of players, they just avoid mass Hellion and they get into faster Marine production. So Overlord does poke in. And the Overlord, I believe, confirms both Raxes. Ooh, not quite. Saw the 3rd CC floating, saw the Marines here, can piece it all together, especially considering how few Hellions there are. Oh, wait, my apologies. Add-on stop, but not reactor on the starport. This is a 3cc 2-on-1 Hellbat push instead. Okay, you have my attention. A cheeky build here by Bunny. Basically, typically we would see an add-on swap here for a reactor on the starport for 2 medevacs at a time, right? To pump out your medevacs to go for your drop play. Instead, we leave the reactor on the factory, we throw down an armory, and we go for Hellbats alongside Stim and alongside medevacs. Now, the downside is that there are going to be less medevacs, so there's less medevac support, but you make up for that with extra Hellions and extra Hellbats as well. You also have to, of course, invest into the armory, so it is a little bit more committed here. Likewise, Hellions don't really scale well into a longer game. This has to get damage done. This has to break through. Now, this is not all in, but I mean, still committed nonetheless. As Bunny does stim in. He stims in, going for the queens. Hellbats morph in. He gets 1 queen already. Not bad. Takes down one of the queens, heading into the mineral line. Drones are forced back. They do pull away. We're defending with purely Lings. No Banelings ready for this. Lings are getting roasted. Oh my god. Lings getting roasted. The drones, they almost come back too soon. So far, 1 drone has fallen. But Lings, they catch reinforcements. The queens, they hold their own. Remember, there's no more medevacs. And Bunny's forced back. No medevac support. He's going to be forced back. Another medevac just now arriving. And Solo, he defends well. He did lose a lot of Lings. Did lose 2 queens. Sorry, 3 queens went down. So some hefty losses there. But he maintains his economy. The drone count is still very healthy. That's what matters. That's Bunny moving in once again. Here comes the second wave, this time with less Hellbats. Does get a queen. Takes down a queen once again. Solo, he just ignores the army. He moves out to catch reinforcements. So he's distracting Bunny. Behind this, Sola getting a 4th base up and running. Massing up more Ling Bane. 1-1 about to finish. Baneling's speed on the way as well. Sola doing well for himself. Likewise, Baneling run by. Takes down some of the depots. No economic damage, not yet. But coming out of this Solar, he's in a better position. Because of the commitment into all these Hellbats into the armories as well, it does mean there's less of a bio setup. It also does delay tank production, true. Typically, with this kind of build, at 7 minutes, which we've reached, we'd have 2-3 tanks, and we'd be pushing with those tanks, with all that bio army. But again, tank production was delayed. Tank production was delayed. Now they're just now popping out. So Solar, he's safe. And that's maybe one of the other big side effects, or one of the big detriments of going for a Hellbat push, is delayed tank production. So I would say this was not quite worth it for Bunny. Still in this, of course, still has an economy, don't get me wrong. But it means that Solo can freely drone up to 80. At this point, he can drone up to 80, he can take another base, he can work towards his Hive, Infestation Mit's on the way for Hive Tech, getting into Ling Bane Hydra, eventually into Lurker and Viper. He's building up to that point. Now Bunny moves out. He's got his 2 tanks. This does hit at 8 minutes instead, or almost 8:30. So this is a later push here from Bunny. Does siege, getting within range of the expansion. Oh, as Sola, he does overextend. Almost loses a queen. They hold on. Likewise, the space is forfeit. Solar, he already evacuates. And Solar, he shouldn't push into this yet. The hatchery goes down. Solar pulls away. Ideally, he wants to fight this army on creep. And Bunny, does he keep pushing? Okay, he backs up. He respects the creep. He backs up. Doesn't get baited in. Ooh, as Bunny's getting caught out. Popping up. Saves the tank. I can't say the same for the Marines. Oof. As a lot of Marines get left behind. Likewise, catching the army unsieged. And this is what Solar wanted. He shuts down the first tank. First tank goes down, getting on top of the second. Oh, the Hellbat does hold its own. Second tank falls. Solar overextending a little bit here, but he does clean up all the tanks. Cleans up the bio, and Solar, he holds. He shuts down the main army. Solar claiming the goal base. Oh, Marines, they do come in to punish, though. Nice catch. Very nice catch. Takes down the Hydras, going for the expansion. Again, the Marine reinforcements, they pop off. Where's the Ling Vane? We have to keep going. Bunny, at this point, he has to keep going. He's A-Raxing behind this. Yeah, he's A-Raxing, he's making 14 Marines at a time. He's all in. Bunny, he's completely all in. He will take down another expansion. Not bad. Gets the fourth, gets the fifth. But he needs more. Again, this push has to end the game. So far, Banelings, they take down one of the tanks. Once again, Bunny stimming in. Does it forward. Decent splits against the Banelings. Once again, trying to gain more ground. And there's a tough hold here for Solar. Solar bleeding out so much Ling Bane. He's down to Hydras. And mainly just a Hydra army that doesn't really help here. Marines are trading well. Oh! Trade well to themselves. Getting into the bases. Viper has arrived. And with the help of the Viper, we get some power bombs and we get some blinding clouds as well. It's still a very clutch hold though. Bunny so close to breaking Solar, but he loses another tank, and another tank goes down. Bailey connects. And Solar's holding. Wow, Solar, he's barely holding on. Again, he's only on 3 bases. Retaking the Northern Expansion. And Solar, he's barely hanging on here. We see Bunny still rallying across the map. Remember, Bunny's all in. He's all in. There's an A-Rax 3 base all in here out of Bunny. He has to keep going. He cannot let up. Especially because the Hive is done. Again, Ultra Cavern's on the way. Ultra's on the horizon. Bunny, he has no answer to Ultras. He has to end the game before the Ultras pop out. And he's done well. He's done well for himself, Ling Ramai across the map. Tank moving in. Lings, they do hit the mineral line. SCVs are going to be going down. Oh, gets going. Gets one. Takes out one tank. Oh, takes out the other tank as well. Great tanks go down. Still just a swarm of Marines. Takes down the third base. Massive pickoff. And we got to keep going. We have to keep going, Pap. Keep going. Ultra's on the way. Solar is double expanding, going for the gold. For the gold base. Again, the tank count is very low. Again, it's pure Marine. It's got to keep going. And it will deny the expansion. Another base falling. Once again, not bad. Solar pulling away. How many Ultras so far? 1, soon to be 3. Kindness plating is not done, but that's still a lot of Vipers. And a lot of potential blinding clouds. How many Vipers? 3. 3 Vipers so far. And again, the longer that he waits, the worse it's going to be. We have 2 more Ultras coming out. There we go, Solar, he pulls the trigger. He breaks out, nice blinding clouds on both tanks. Yeah, the Marines as well. And the Ultras, they clean up. They clean up the tanks. There's still Mass Marine left over. Clutch Transfuse. Very clutch Transfuse. Oh my god. Still takes down one of the Ultras. Kindness Blading kicks in. Another Ultra has arrived. Oh my god, the army's overstimmed. All it takes is one swipe. Now there's more Ultra. There's just more Ultras. They just keep coming in. There's too many Ultras. Ay, ay, ay. 3 Ultras isn't amazing, but against a pure Marine army, I mean, they can do everything. They can mean everything. Here we go. They take out another tank. Brutal swipes going up. And GG gets called. Bunny, he knows that he's run out of steam. Ling Ramai here at the base at the same time. And Solar, he will take the series and qualify for GSL. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations to Solar. That was a very intense hold though. Shout out to Bunny. Bunny, he almost broke Solar so many times. Solar, he was so patient. He lost his 4th base, his 5th base, his 4th base again, his 3rd expansion. He was losing base after base after base. But Solar, he was so patient with how he was engaging. He was also, of course, taking up into Hive. That was his win condition. The longer the game went on, the better it was for Solar, because Solar, he was taking up into Hive, into Vipers, into Ultras. Again, as a reminder, Bunny was completely all in. He was with a 3 base all in, 8 racks. What is an 8 racks? I kind of took that for granted saying it. An 8 racks is pure marine tank. No gases at the 3rd base. Because you have no gases, you cannot afford a 2nd factory. You can't really afford extra add-ons. You can't really afford marauders. It is a very intense and very committed 3 base all in. And again, it's relying on just breaking your opponent then and there before they take up, before they can ever reach Hive Tech. As we saw, it took too long. As you saw, it took too long. He was getting damage done. That is true. He was knocking down bases, but Solo was buying enough time to get into that Hive Tech and to get into that win condition, which is getting into Hive. GG. GG, well played. Whew. And with that, Solar, he does qualify, and now we have our next stage of the tournament. Let's go. Just catching up in the chat. I went with these games played last week. As a reminder, we reiterate this a couple of times, but for those that are maybe a little bit newer, the GSL qualifiers are never casted live. They're almost never. It's been like 8 years since we last had live coverage of GSL qualifiers. They are providing replays instead, and these events did occur last week. They actually occurred before the new map pool went live. So because of that, all the qualifiers were played on the previous map pool, not on the new map pool with like Pylon and Talkenback and Persephone and all the newer maps. So it's all in the older map pool because these were played out last week. We didn't have any room in our schedule to cast these last week. We cast twice a day, every single day. We were busy with everything else, but now we finally have some time to indulge in the qualifiers. Let's go. And with that, Solar, he qualifies for GSL, and let us catch up on the rest of the brackets and the rest of our matches, I should say.